Most people think getting stronger means adding more weight, buying more equipment, or spending more hours in the gym. But what if the opposite were true? What if the strongest version of your body wasn't hiding behind expensive machines at all? What if it was waiting inside a handful of movements that have quietly stood the test of time while fitness trends came and went? Somewhere along the way, we started believing that simple meant ineffective. We replaced natural movement with complicated routines, forgot how our bodies were designed to move, and started chasing workouts that leave us exhausted instead of capable. The result? Many people are stronger in the gym than they are in everyday life. They can lift a barbell, yet struggle to get off the floor without effort. They can spend an hour exercising, but still feel stiff after sitting at a desk or driving for too long. Here's the surprising part. Your body doesn't care whether resistance comes from a machine or your own body weight. What it responds to is consistent challenge, good movement, and enough practice to become stronger over time. That's why some of the most effective exercises are also the simplest. They've survived for decades because they work. Before we begin, I want to ask you something. What's one everyday movement that doesn't feel as easy as it used to? Maybe climbing stairs leaves your legs burning sooner than expected. Maybe your shoulders complain when you reach for something overhead. Maybe getting up from the floor takes a little more effort than it did a few years ago. Or maybe you still feel strong, but you've noticed your body recovering slower than it once did. Tell me honestly in the comments. I read them all, and chances are someone else is dealing with the exact same thing. Today's 4 exercises aren't about looking impressive for 5 minutes. They're about building a body that keeps showing up for you every single day. A body that's strong enough to lift, stable enough to protect your joints, and mobile enough to keep moving with confidence for years to come. The best part? You don't need a gym. You don't need expensive equipment. You just need consistency. Let's start with the exercise that quietly builds the foundation for almost everything else. The horse stance hold. Most people skip exercises that don't involve movement because they assume nothing is happening. But sometimes the hardest work happens when your body refuses to move at all. Think about every moment your body has to stay stable. Carrying heavy grocery bags, picking up a child, walking across uneven ground, catching yourself before a slip turns into a fall. None of those moments ask how much you can bench press. They ask one simple question. Can your body stay strong under pressure? That's exactly what the horse stance teaches. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width. Turn your toes slightly outward. Slowly bend your knees until your legs begin to feel challenged while keeping your chest tall and your spine neutral. Imagine someone gently pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling while your feet press firmly into the ground. It looks simple. Then 20 seconds pass. Suddenly, your legs begin to shake. Your core wakes up. Your mind starts asking whether you should stand up. That's when the real training begins. Your goal isn't to survive by collapsing into the position. It's to stay active. Push your knees gently outward. Brace your stomach as if someone were about to poke it. Breathe slowly through your nose instead of holding your breath. One mistake almost everyone makes is dropping too low too soon. Your hips roll backward, your lower back arches, and your knees end up doing more work than they should. Instead, choose a depth where you can stay tall and controlled. As your mobility improves, your depth will naturally improve too. Here's something interesting. The muscles aren't the only thing getting stronger during this exercise. Holding a position under steady tension challenges the muscles surrounding your knees, hips, and core to work together as one unit. That kind of stability carries over into almost every movement you perform throughout the day. Start with 20 to 30 seconds. Over the next few weeks, slowly build toward 1 minute without sacrificing your posture. It may not look exciting, but don't underestimate what it's doing behind the scenes. Now that your foundation is awake, it's time to teach your legs to move with power instead of simply supporting your weight. That's where the next exercise comes in, the Hindu squat. Most people think leg training is about building bigger thighs. It isn't. Strong legs make everyday life easier in ways most people never notice until they begin losing them. Walking upstairs, standing up from a chair, moving quickly to catch yourself before you lose your balance, carrying luggage, playing with your kids or grandkids without feeling exhausted 5 minutes later. Those are the moments that truly measure strength. The Hindu squat is different from a traditional squat because your body never completely relaxes. The movement flows continuously. Your heels rise naturally as you lower yourself. Your arms swing to help create rhythm, and your ankles, knees, hips, and legs all work together instead of fighting each other. Begin standing tall. As you bend your knees, let your arms swing gently behind you. Allow your heels to lift naturally near the bottom if your mobility allows. Then swing your arms forward as you smoothly stand back up. Don't rush. Every repetition should feel controlled, balanced, and effortless. If your knees feel sensitive, don't chase depth. Stay within a comfortable range where every repetition feels clean. Over time, your body will tell you when it's ready to move lower. One mistake people make is trying to perform these as fast as possible because they've seen advanced athletes doing hundreds of repetitions. Forget that. Quality always comes before quantity. A slow, controlled set of 20 good repetitions builds far more useful strength than 50 rushed ones. As you continue practicing, you'll notice something interesting. Walking begins to feel lighter, your balance improves, your ankles become more mobile, your legs recover faster after long days, and movements that once felt tiring begin feeling surprisingly effortless. That's because you're not just strengthening muscles, you're teaching your entire lower body to move as one coordinated system. And we've only covered 2 exercises. The next one targets a part of the body that silently becomes weaker after years of sitting, driving, working, and looking down at screens. Once you understand why it matters, you'll never want to skip it again. Now let's wake up the muscles that spend most of the day doing almost nothing. Think about how many hours your shoulders stay rounded while working, driving, scrolling on your phone, or sitting on the couch. Over time, your chest becomes tighter, your upper back becomes weaker, and your posture slowly changes without you even realizing it. It doesn't happen overnight, but one day, you catch yourself in the mirror and wonder why you're standing differently than you used to. That's where the Bodyweight Row changes everything. You don't need an expensive cable machine or a pull-up bar. A sturdy table is enough. Lie underneath it, grab the edge with your hands about shoulder width apart, keep your body straight like a plank, and pull your chest toward the table before lowering yourself slowly. Sounds simple, but this movement teaches your back to support your body the way it was designed to. Instead of pulling with your hands, think about driving your elbows backward and squeezing your shoulder blades together. Imagine trying to hold a small pencil between them for 1 second before lowering yourself. That single cue completely changes the exercise. If it feels too difficult, bend your knees and keep your feet flat on the floor. As your strength improves, straighten your legs to increase the challenge. Aim for 8 to 12 controlled repetitions, focusing on quality rather than speed. Within a few weeks, many people notice they naturally stand taller without reminding themselves to fix their posture. Carrying bags becomes easier, reaching overhead feels smoother, and even long hours at a desk become less uncomfortable because the muscles responsible for keeping you upright finally start doing their job again. Now that you've trained your legs, your core, and your back, only one piece is missing: the muscles that help you push, stabilize, and move through space with confidence. That's why the final exercise is the Hindu push-up. This isn't just another push-up, it's a full body movement that combines strength, mobility, coordination, and control into one smooth pattern. Start in a downward dog position with your hips high and your hands directly beneath your shoulders. From there, slowly glide your chest forward in a smooth wave, letting your body travel close to the floor before lifting your chest and finishing with your hips low. Reverse the movement back to the starting position with the same control. Every repetition should feel like one continuous motion instead of separate steps. If the floor feels too challenging, use a sturdy countertop, bench, or even a wall until your shoulders become stronger. There is absolutely no prize for starting too hard. One of the biggest mistakes people make is rushing through the movement or dropping their hips too early just to complete another repetition. Slow down. Feel your shoulders opening, your chest working, your core staying engaged, and your spine moving naturally through every phase. Unlike many traditional pressing exercises that follow one fixed path, this movement allows your joints to move through a larger range while staying under control. That means you're building strength while encouraging healthy movement at the same time. Work toward 8 to 10 smooth repetitions where every inch of the movement feels controlled. Your goal isn't to impress anyone. Your goal is to move better than you did yesterday. Now take a step back and look at what you've built. 4 simple movements. 1 strengthens your foundation. 1 builds powerful legs. 1 restores the muscles that support good posture. 1 develops upper body strength while improving mobility. Together, they cover nearly every major movement pattern your body uses in everyday life. Instead of isolating muscles, they teach your entire body to work as one connected system. That's exactly what functional strength looks like. You don't need a workout that leaves you unable to walk the next day. You need one that helps you move better every single day afterward. Perform these exercises 2 or 3 times each week. Begin with 1 or 2 rounds, resting whenever needed while maintaining good form. As your endurance improves, gradually add another round instead of rushing to make every exercise harder. Progress isn't measured by how exhausted you feel at the end of a workout. It's measured by how much easier life begins to feel outside of it. Imagine how different everyday life could feel a few weeks from now. Climbing stairs without thinking about your knees, carrying heavy shopping bags without your shoulders giving up first, getting off the floor smoothly, standing taller without forcing yourself to remember, feeling stronger when you wake up instead of needing half the morning to loosen up. Those are the victories that truly matter because they follow you everywhere, not just inside a gym. That's the kind of strength worth building. If you made it this far, here's one final question for you. Which of these 4 exercises are you going to try first? The horse stance hold, the Hindu squat, the bodyweight row, or the Hindu push-up? Let everyone know in the comments because your answer might encourage someone else to start today. And if Bloom Late helped you discover a smarter way to build strength without making fitness feel complicated, subscribe and join us. Every week, we'll explore practical ways to stay stronger, move better, and keep your body working with you instead of against you. Until next time, keep moving, stay consistent, and remember this: the strongest body isn't always the one that lifts the most weight. It's the one that gives you the freedom to enjoy your life every single day.